The wind is hitting me in the face pretty hard right now, which means my mic is probably getting blown out by the wind. I don't like that, but as soon as somebody shows up in the room, hopefully I made it public. There's one person in the room, two people in the room. Hi Adam, how you doing, my friend? How is the sound? I'm covering the mic right now because the wind's blowing pretty hard on my face. Oh, I'm shaking the camera too. So I have figured out what the issue was with the landscape and portrait mode inside of YouTube on the mobile app. I should make a video. Thank you very much, Anthony Smith. So the problem with the YouTube app is not actually a problem with the app itself. It's a problem with the understanding of the users. So when you're typing in your information on your phone, I got my other old phone in my hand. So when you go to YouTube and you go to start a live stream and you're putting in your information and you're taking your thumbnail, how you take your thumbnail and put in your information. So if you put in your information like this and take your thumbnail, or if you put in your information like that and take your thumbnail, that's how your stream is going to be locked into that view. So if you're putting your information into your live stream mobile app and you put it in portrait mode and then you set your live stream up for later, then you're going to have to shoot it in portrait mode. And if you set it up in landscape mode, then you're going to have to shoot it in landscape mode. And I just figured that out today by trial and error because I didn't do a web search. I just tried it when I thought about it. I was like, maybe this is what's going on. So I'm pretty happy that that's not happening anymore, and I can use whichever phone I like. This phone that we have right here right now has a much better camera on it than the iPhone 6. This is the iPhone 8 Plus. And the camera on this phone is just much better than the iPhone 6. So we'll get a much better view. And we're not in a window. Yay, no window. Oh, you know what, guys? Oh no, I do got everything plugged in. Good. I thought I didn't plug stuff in. Double check. All right. Now I'm going to be starting on this really pretty stone I showed in one of my 1-minute auction live streams. And I'm going to be starting with a inverted cone. It's a 8120 from Varencore. I tend to purchase my burrs from either the jadecarver.com or from dang it, I'm forgetting their name again. Mountain Mist. Yeah, Mountain Mist products. Those are the two places I tend to buy my stuff from. Let me see about setting this up a little bit better. And check to make sure the flash is on. Cool. Should be ready to go. I just got to get myself arranged so I'm not messing the camera up while I'm pushing this foot pedal. Good luck with that work you got to get done, Anthony. And when you're going with this inverted cone, you really want to just use the sides of it and be careful about the edge. The edge of it can really dig in really fast, especially if it's as aggressive as this one I have right here. And I'm really using the edge right now just because I'm trying to get into this sort of crease. You notice that I rest the stone on the thumb that is holding the flex shaft. Keep it steady. I'm one of those people that definitely shakes a little bit, but if you just hold stuff in the air, it'll just float, whereas you have another point of contact, you can really control how you want stuff to happen on it then, that other point of contact. this white chalcedony that's on this fire agate from Opal Hill fire agate mine. A lot of times it is very loose on top of the fire agate itself, so it's sort of blurring out on my hand. A lot of times it's very loose on the fire agate itself. Back this up, it'll probably have a little bit of a better picture overall. So when I'm grinding at it, sometimes this white chalcedony will just flake off and just chip away right there at the line. But you can see this is going to be an amazing stone. It was letting me know that when it first came out of the ground, and it broke right on that edge there. It's hard to miss stuff like that when it comes out just right and you're on a sunny day too. And I'm not even necessarily going through all of the white chalcedony and getting directly down to the color necessarily. I'm trying to get most of it off. But I definitely don't want to be so aggressive with anything that I just go right through. The color bars. Color bars are important. That's where your great gem stuff is, in the color bars. And you can see on this piece right here that I'm carving through. Maybe set up a different angle a little bit. I'm going through this like red agate right here, but it's still, you can tell it's much different than the fire agate itself, because the fire agate has that iron limonize running through it that gives it the color. And that red agate, it's just like a really nice red, but it's not the kind that we're really looking for inside of agate. It's not gem grade material is the word I'm looking for. And you can get silicosis from doing this. Cutting on tons of rocks can give you different diseases if you're not using tons of water, plenty of water, or wearing respirators. So make sure that you keep yourself protected, because you don't want to end up having some nasty disease that you have to pay for because you weren't either using a bunch of water or wearing a respirator or protecting your face. Let me stop this real quick and do some hiya everybody's to whoever's here. So let me go through and see what the chat looks like real fast. We got Adam is in here, and Anthony Smith was in here for a minute, but I saw him leave. Muhammad Nazir Mukhtar, I think I got that right. Nancy McShane, how you doing, Nancy? Can you show us your drip system? Nancy, I can totally even do one better than that. Somebody who's in this room probably knows the link or can find it in my past videos. I've done a video on how to make a drip system. It's inside of the playlist of the one that's not about digging, that's about DIY stuff. It's inside that one. Resort Dog, what's up, brother? You gotta go. Peace, man. Resort Dog is very, very knowledgeable about opals in the Virgin Valley, by the way. He's like crazy smart, and I'm very accurate on both of those terms. He's a good dude. I like him. I hang out with him every time I'm in the Virgin Valley. Jana Clark says, Resort Dog, these diamond burrs won't cut your finger. Because he's saying hit the finger, hit the finger. The burrs themselves won't necessarily cut you, but they can still give you a friction burn if you're not careful. What up, Josh O? How you doing, man? We got Joe in here too. What kind of stone is that? I'm not sure what the last word is, so I'm just going to ignore it. It's fire agate. Now, Nancy was asking to see the drip system of metal coat hanger for the guide. And then you can see the line coming down there. And I have a bucket at the top that's not showing up in the camera shot because I can just tilt it. There it is. Then I have a bucket up there that has a spigot on it that's down in the line right here. So that line is how I turn it on. It's coming from the bucket. And you can get all the parts at almost any hardware store. And you can find that inside of my older videos. If you don't know and you only keep up with my current stuff, you should definitely check out a bunch of my older videos. Intermittently, they can be, pretty good or not so hot, but a lot of times they'll give you some ideas. I did some DIY stuff originally, and it's definitely, cheaper than necessarily buying some of the stuff. At the same time, professionally made, if it's actually professionally made is what you purchase, comes with a lot of perks of not having to deal with the, what's the word I am looking for? The trial and error effect. That's the word I'm looking for. All right, let me see, get you guys lined up real good with the camera again. Sorry about the shaking, it's because I have you so zoomed in. There we go, that's a little bit better. Oh, I gotta turn the light on again. Let's get this light going, enable flash. That you can really see. Maybe it's the angle. Oh, I can't turn it because I got a handle in the way. Cool. Alrighty, here we go. So once again, I'm just trying to take off this chalcedony without going through any of the color that's showing on top because you want to see what's there and how it's laying before I go cutting through it. So I'll even, err on the side of leaving more chalcedony on there and not necessarily going through all of it, and I'll get it off with the next burr. Sometimes with this inverted cone, I'm not using any sort of movement. I'm just sort of sitting on an area and letting it do its work. You can see sometimes that white chalcedony just flakes away. It doesn't even really burn off. It more breaks off. Sorry, I'm getting off camera there. When it's this aggressive, you just really need a light touch too. You don't want to go just pressing in because you'll just eat through all the best stuff on accident. I know that from personal experience. Being too aggressive on something I didn't think was any big deal in an area, and then I cut through great color. Give my hand a quick rest right there real fast. What's up, Jason? How you doing, my friend? Jason just showed up. He's one of our usuals on the live stream, regulars on the live stream, at least recently. At least recently, but I haven't been doing live streams that much until recently. Oh, wow. Big old piece came flying back at the camera there. Focus for me, silly camera. Oh, that's a good. So right underneath the white right here had more red agate and sort of orange running right through there, and then that little piece and that telling me that the gem is probably underneath of that. There's probably more gem underneath of that, so I'm gonna try and take that off the same as I'm taking this white agate off. Just once again lightly, not too aggressively, because I'm using a really, really aggressive burr, so it'll just blow through stuff if I'm not careful. Oh, you see that? It just peeled up. That peeled up so easily. I am not going to hit that with this burr again in that area, but I'm going to go back a little bit right here, because that stuff lit up so quick that I would rather use a burr that's not going to be so aggressive on color like that, and use this one to take off some more, like, let's just call it overburden at the moment. Just like red and white agate that I got nothing in it. Oh, getting a little bit too happy there. Trying to sort of work the areas evenly so that I don't end up with like something that I need to get into a valley or something and I can't end up getting it with this burr. Let me see. Definitely got some pretty showing up, that's for sure. And by looking at the stone, I'm not really too sure that there's color running on this side right here. I think that this white line with the orange and red on top of it, I think that might be the iron and limonized line that has the fire in it, which makes this side of the stone really the fiery side. I'm going to see real quick. I'm going to go down on this corner. That's what didn't sound the way I meant it to. But I'm going to grind on this corner and see if it's... looks like it's going to show anything or not. Yeah, I'm not really getting much there. I'm thinking I'm pretty good on the right with where that color's flowing through. That makes me think as a stone that this might end up being the top. I really see this being a pendant. All right, we'll see. See what it's going to turn into right now. Trying to get through some of this brown, make sure I'm staying on camera. I should probably just back it up a little bit. I'm probably just hair too tight. But trying to get through this brown in this area right here because I'm just convinced that that color just runs in a stream underneath that brown this direction. I almost want to switch to my hog burr, but that would mean I have to switch my handle out, and I don't want to have to switch my handle out, so I'm just going to stick with this, maybe turn the water up a hair. Get a drink of my soda real quick. Got 17 of you in here. What up, Crit Cow Master? How you doing, my friend? Mark Schmidt, 70,000 for that Kymite mine. That was a steal. I would have bid 100,000 for it and let the lady run it. Yeah, you would have been fighting against the guy that's all mad at her that she was married to at one point in time, and supposedly he's some millionaire in the area. I know this. I would have loved to own the land, but they are all going through some stuff that I'd rather not have to deal with, and I'm sure they'd rather not have to deal with too. To tell you the truth on that one, I think the only person that's happy in that situation is the guy that got the land, in all honesty. So yeah, this green is running underneath the orange, and it's in a layer that's just sort of wants to like peel off sometimes too. But once again, I'm using a really aggressive burr right now. So I'm going to go through this white and brown over here, leading down to this channel right there. Crit Cow Master, I believe you asked about the stone I was working on for my daughter. I'm not quite done yet. I still have to finish taking off some of the iron staining to make it look more like a gemstone, and I'm still not convinced that's absolutely stone I'm going to go for her, because I have 5 people I need to carve stones for. 6 actually, but 4 of them are my patrons, and 1 of them is my daughter that are immediate. So here I'm convinced that this fire agate line is running underneath this area of brown and white chalcedony that's right here. but it's a nice little hump of it. So I'm using an inverted cone burr to try and find the color lines that I believe are underneath. Oh yeah, it shows up a little bit more and a little bit more. Sometimes you just gotta keep digging. Definitely starting to see it show up underneath there though, that's for sure. Here in a minute I'll go through the comments again and see if there's any comments there. Give my hand just a quick rest while I talk to y'all if there's anything to talk about. I'm really using this one to shape what I want going on, what I think is happening in the stone. Turn it up a hair. See if that's a little bit better. Getting there. Oh, if I turn the stone, that was a mistake. If you saw what I did right there, if you were looking really closely, I had the wheel going on this spot specifically, and I turned it, and I wasn't thinking while I did that, but it made a line gouge in the stone, and even while it's wet, I just know it's there, and I'm not sure how it's going to look when I polish it, if I'm gonna have like this line that shouldn't be there. So when you're, grinding and you have a flat like this, you should definitely try not to like move the stone in a circular fashion against the line of the burr, or you'll just cut a straight line into it like I just did, and it's sort of not cool. Sort of not cool at all sometimes, man. And I don't have my other light behind me, and I notice a difference today. So next time I do this, I will definitely make sure I have my other light behind me. But at the same time, underneath that brown, you see that color? It's underneath that brown I've been grinding on. Yeah, there's some good color in there. Here, let me back up that, and I'll just come in like this, and then the light really hits it good. That's what we got going on in it in a minute. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. It's beautiful. Let me see, maybe I can tip this up and get it a little bit closer. Show up like that while I'm grinding it. That'd be pretty awesome. Whoa! Sorry about that, guys. Doing too much messing with the camera, probably. It's probably what the main problem is. Oh, wow, though. Look at that view. That's different. That's definitely different. It's not done yet, Crickcow Master. Yeah, the other stone Crickcow Master was asking about is one I was working on for my daughter just the other day, a purple and green one and orange and yellow, and not quite finished. It has some really deep grooves in it that have been sort of a pain in the tush, so it's not quite finished yet. Now I'm really happy I kept messing with the camera angle. What do you guys think? Camera angle got way better there, didn't it? Oh yeah, you want to go through all the brown to get the good color. If at all possible, in steps and stages, but you definitely want to remove the brown. I mean, there are stones that will just have a really majorly bronze play of color to them, and I mean, it'll really be bronze. But most times, your piece of windowed rough, if it's windowed to where it's not going to cut through the color, but you know there's going to be color in it. There's a piece of Slaughter Mountain. It's all brown on top. It's all brown everywhere, right? But I will bet you dollars to donuts that this thing has some amazing greens and reds and maybe even blues and purples in it. I would bet that this stone underneath that brown looks like this stone. But this is Slaughter Mountain. This is Opal Hill. And I talked to my buddy in Slaughter Mountain today. He said he put my package in the mail yesterday, and I was like, woohoo! And he said, I was really excited about you reordering so fast, so I threw some extra rough in the bag for you. And I was like, woohoo! Because rough is the real lottery ticket, man. Jason says dollar donuts suck. The statement is, I will bet you dollars to donuts, not I will bet you dollar donuts. But Jason's probably right. Dollar donuts probably do suck. So yeah, Slaughter Mountain Fire Agate's going to be showing up here. Not too long. Hopefully before this Saturday, I'm going to post up the 1-minute auction announcements for this week today. Find a couple of cool specimens to put up for the thumbnail. But I think I have around 200 stones coming from Slaughter Mountain this time. And I did have somebody get on me not too long ago about complaining that I was devaluing the price of fire agate. And I understand where he's coming from and what he's saying, but I definitely do not agree with him. And the reason I don't agree with him is because of supply and demand theory. Meaning that there are a lot of people that have an amazing supply of this beautiful stone, but there hasn't been enough demand for them to necessarily sell some of their best stones. So the more people that know about fire agate and know how amazing it is and how hard it is and how it has these great colors in it and how it's only available in Mexico and America at this moment in time, we want to get a lot more people loving this stone, and then the value will definitely rise on some of those premium stones that are out there in the world that people have sort of wanted to sell but either haven't been able to or haven't put on the market. Because I really like opal, and I used to really, really love opal, but now I'm really like, I like opal. I like opal a lot. I still have some amazing opal. It'd probably be a little bit different if I would say had access to a really great opal mine half the year. Like if I had access to a really great opal mine half the year, I'd probably love opal a little bit more than I do love fire agate, but I mean, look at this stuff. This came off my claim, man. I pulled this stuff out of the ground with my own hands. Gorgeous. Bayutamis. I have a jewelry store right around the corner from me that does custom work and custom orders and stuff from people. And they specialize in Australian opal. I don't even know if they know about fire agate. They probably do. Ooh-wee. Trying desperately not to go through the color. I'm wondering if the mud and the red agate in this one line ever go away. I'm wondering if it's two stones. I'm thinking there's a mud line running right through it right here. Oh, called that. Yep, it's two stones. Three stones. I just had a little piece of it break off when I did that. So it's a couple of different stones, and that happens sometimes. Sometimes you end up having an area where it's just like thick with mud. That wasn't very thick to begin with. Just gotta roll with the punches, deal with it how it comes, right? So, trick would be to undercut this area right here, which has got color coming out of it right there and right there. And that's definitely the risk when you're buying and working on rough, though. You're buying a lottery ticket. Might not get out of it what you expect. Sometimes you might get something way better. Sometimes you might get something way worse. Whereas when you're at least buying windows, you have a really good expectation of what to expect. Windows tend to have a really nice line on them and they've been polished a bit. Yeah, pretty sure there is not gonna, oh wait, maybe there is some color showing up right underneath that. Back up the view just a hair again too. Nah, a little bit of bronze, but nothing really worth anything. Sometimes you think you're gonna get it, whoops, I'm just a little bit the wrong angle. Sometimes you think you're gonna get a really big, amazing stone, and sometimes you just get a really nice small one, or a couple of nice small ones, as this case may be. Trying to shape the rest of this red agate out of there and just get to the color line. That way when I shape the stone I know exactly what I'm going for. And it's going to be that stone right there. That's what I'm going to be going for. Almost shaped like a country when it's done. Still be a nice size ring stone, even though I thought I was going to be starting with a pendant, and then I have this one over here too. So I'll end up with two nice stones. It does. It would have been nice if it stayed there the whole time, but let me see what's going on inside of the chat. Thank you, Taraz. Taraz said, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. Whoops. I did not catch... Oh, I did catch that comment on the Catch Me Outside girl. That was funny. Michael DeFabio says he loves the green. I love the green, too. This one is ready to go through a smaller, lighter burr, though. Something a little bit more flat. Got that great green in the bottom. Wish it would have stayed whole and wish it wasn't so angled. I have a major angle on the stone. You know, it's definitely didn't finish the way I thought it was going to, that's for sure. But over here, I got way aggressive with it and just sort of started burning through everything. Let me swap the burr out. I am taking off an 80-20 and I am moving to a 325-400. Oh yeah, it's a couple of nice pieces. Oops, sorry about that. Bumping everything again. Because my tripod is directly between my legs and I'm kicking it constantly. All right. Let me see. Oh, I got a problem happening right here. My dang cap on my tool came off in my hand. I didn't even notice it. Small circles when at all possible. Trying to get rid of this orange and just get down to that green. Whoopsie. I really need to get some better magnifying glasses. I'm really starting to realize that. I don't have enough magnifying glasses and I'm not working tight enough. Sometimes I'm like, feel like I'm half guessing about where I should be on that. one color to take it away. Also, patience is a huge deal with this one. Patience is a huge deal. I think Jason Maldonado was talking about how my patrons are a huge deal to me. He's definitely right about that. I received this month's payment from Google for all of the videos I put up. For all of the videos that I've put up over all this time, and that's like, 200 something videos, although like 40 of them are truly rock hounding, digging, showing you what's going on videos. But a 500,000 watch minutes on my channel, 500,000 watch minutes this month, $230. Woohoo! So the rock sales and the patrons are definitely what keep me going, because the patrons every month are more money than I make off my ad revenue. And when I first started this channel and I had my first 500 subscribers, and the first time I got to that $100 threshold, and I had 500 subscribers, and I was doing $100 every month for that first couple of months, and then the first ad apocalypse happened, man, and it's just been downhill from there. Like, I have no faith in YouTube at this point right now. But at the same time, YouTube is giving me a whole bunch of people that have faith in me. And those people that have faith in me have definitely reaffirmed my belief in some of my trajectory at this point. So I really do, my patrons mean a lot to me. They really do. They really, really do. This beautiful stone. I'm not gonna lie though, carving on the other side of this camera for you guys is not easy at all. Like, I'm not really a fan of this part. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start where that green line is right there. Try and take the copper off backwards and work away from that. Maybe I should go to the flame for this one. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go to the flame. Go to a flame-shaped tip real quick. I'm trying to get this thing like close to ready for polish on camera. At least one piece, you know? That's what I would like. Not sure if that's exactly what's gonna happen, but that's what I would like. California, North Carolina, South Carolina, California. That's my answer to your question. Why, are you looking to relocate somewhere? California's hell of expensive. In general. This is like a general thing, it's hell of expensive. What's that burr? It's a flame burr. It's a 325 to 400. It's like an alright burr for like general smoothing areas. Although the layers on this top, I'm not sure if it's going to go down to that green that's down there. It should, but I might have wanted to keep on with a harder burr first to get down that low. Mark Ruiz does. I tried to buy some from him, but I never quite got them. I have a customer that uses them, and she says they are awesome. So yes, I would. At the same time, she also said there was this other, I think it was Andrea Packow, there was this other type of material that she liked better than Nova Points because they worked similarly as well, were very inexpensive. Can't remember what those was she was telling me about. I'm still a novice in this whole carving thing. You definitely have to understand that. Especially at the hands-on part, I am much more still a novice. At the same time, even though being a novice, the way you get better at this is by doing. This is definitely a doing thing. And heck, if I make some mistakes live here, then maybe you won't make them some other place. You can get the inverted cones from the Jade Carver. You can either get the inverted cones from the Jade Carver, or I was wondering what was going on with the lighting, or from jadecarver.com or Mountain Mist Products, mountainmist.com. Yeah, I'm not too confident in this green that's on this side. I don't think it's near as bright as that, or I have a bunch more layers to go through to get to it. Back you up just a hair. What do you mean by on target here? She said, you sure are on target here, guy. I didn't quite understand what that means. Yeah, this other line, there's saginite there too, but oh, that's just because I happen to be looking at the screen right now. To tell you the truth, I think that great color line right there that we see right there, that's deeper down. I gotta switch this out to a more aggressive burr. Whoa. Throwing my tools around. And I am going to go color hunting again, because this green on top here just didn't really seem to be very bright. I blew through it with that 400 really easily on that side.
Whoops, I'm not even on camera. All right. Well, now I know what's going on. What's going on is that this really great, like high quality gem color, it's only on this one line. It's only that one line. So it's like probably like a 4 or 5 carat stone that is really that bright and that amazing. On this piece, at least. On this other piece, I have no idea yet. On this other piece, it might only be that one section that leads like that has that great super bright color. But if you're trying to get that like really gem quality, then you want that like stand up all over the place brightness like that one is right there. You don't want it to be wispy like it was over here. It's not really gem quality if the color is like, you know, you can see it sometimes and sometimes you can't depending on what angle it's from. You want that full angle view. So this piece I'm going to cut out right here, and I'm going to flatten out the back a little bit and round it off, and then I'm going to put this in a vibratory tumbler when I do a 500 grit. That's what I'm going to do with this one. And the reason I'm going to do that with this one is because it's so small now that honestly I don't even really want to mess with it too much more. That's how I feel about that stone. I feel rather disappointed. But I guarantee you this, that if I would have sold that stone at auction for the way it was peeking out the sides and for the carat weight it was at, it would have gone for about what I will get for it as a cut stone, maybe even more. So on that note, although that's only one piece, I'm saying that whereas I have 2 more pieces that can cut stones out of it. But the other thing I'm noticing now too, let me flip you around again and turn the light on. The other thing I'm noticing too, though, is that the brown layers are really not that thick in it. You can really see through a lot of the stone, which is not really good because when you have that high metallic sheen color in it, light won't usually penetrate that and go through the other side of the stone. So yeah, gem quality. Gem quality, because all things are subjective and all stones have qualities and grades, and just because you found a sapphire doesn't mean it's a good sapphire. Just because you found a fire agate doesn't mean it's good fire agate. Like there's plenty of fire agate out there that has a little bit of color in it but doesn't have that bang stand up Glenn Dixon Designs type stuff. If you know what I'm talking about, you know. If you don't, then you should go and look that guy up on Facebook, because you will see some of the most startling, amazing, beautiful fire agate carved in just fantastic ways and married with beautiful work in gold and silversmithing. That guy really does set the bar high, and he lets you know what fire agate is truly valued at on a retail market when it's handled by the right hands. Whereas when you're with me and you're seeing me carve, you know, you see some great fire agate, but then when you're seeing me do 1-minute auctions, that's the basement. That's the bargain basement of fire agate sales. That's definitely not what fire agate is really worth, for sure. At the same time, my sales are geared so people can make some money off of the stones. That's how this whole chain of events thing is supposed to work. You know, the guy that digs it is not going to get retail for it until it's been carved into a truly retailable gemstone. So if you put work in, you're supposed to make money for your work. Anyways, I love you guys for watching. Thank you guys for hitting that smash up button. Smash up, the thumbs up button, smash and like button are all in my head confused for some reason. I will have another video up for you soon, and the next video will be of one of the stones I've previously worked on. Whoops, I'm messing up the mic. It will either be the stone I'm working on for my daughter right now, or it will end up being the orange and red and green stone I was working on previously to this thin stone right here.
So I'll be back soon. I will have some more content for you soon. As soon as I get a computer that can handle the processing of the video software that I purchased. Ha. I love you all for watching. I'll see you soon. Peace.